So you're going to make a presentation and it has to be effective. The way how you start that presentation can make a huge difference. If you miss your audience in the first 10, 15, 30 seconds, that's it. They will not pay attention to you. Some of them will be looking into their phones, or they will be looking at their watch, and they will be thinking of when the break is going to be and when they can leave the room. So you don't want to do that. So how can you get the people's attention? For that, you need to practice, you need to have knowledge, you need to have confidence. But also you can do a few other things that will make you a lot more effective. For instance, this video presentations that you might have seen on the internet, on YouTube channel called TED, they are essentially experts from various fields that come and talk about whatever they have accomplished, whatever they have found in their fields. And when you look at all these presentations, they have put in tons and tons of time in refining that presentation, because it's going to be on the internet and millions of people are going to be watching it. And they use certain techniques to start their presentation. And many of them start with a story. What is the problem that they faced and how they were trying to solve the problem and how they were able to come up with the solution, which is the idea that they are going to share with the audience that at that particular time and on that particular stage. Some of them do make use of video graphic, okay? That is, they show a video, okay, let's go and watch how people are living in Africa. What are their problems? They don't have access to water. What do you think about it? So you ask a question based on that video or that graphic or that picture. Belief statement. What do you think? Should the human beings live like this? Now that is a belief statement. Or intriguing structure. That is, if we do all these things, it's going to be like this. But don't you think we do it in a different manner and we as a humanity be in a different spot? Now you can ask that kind of a question and immediately people will be thinking, oh, you know what, maybe that is a very nice way to think about it. Humor, telling jokes is pretty tough, okay, but still that is one of the most effective things. If you ask me to tell a joke, I cannot tell you a joke just like that. I will tell a joke, but it will be probably corny and you may not be laughing for that. But that's the point. You have to understand how to master yourself to tell jokes so that you can make the customer laugh. The moment they laugh, they will loosen up. The moment they loosen up, it will be much better. For instance, I had a speaker from Worcester to come and talk in one of my classes, and the presentation went for about 20-30 minutes, very serious. Okay, he was telling how to do this and that and everything. And I thought, you know what, the presentation is going super serious, so let me ask a question. I asked him a question and immediately he started answering it, and the answer turned out to be containing a joke, and people laughed. And the moment they laughed, then the remaining conversation went in a very different manner. And that person came to me and said at the end, hey, thanks for asking me that question, because that changed the flow within the class. Okay, so humor can make a big difference. Rhetorical question. This is where you are asking a philosophical question. What can we do about this kind of a problem? You know, there is a lot of pollution happening in the world. Don't you think we have to make a change to the world? Obviously, yes. But the thing is, you and I as small contributors may not make a difference, but as a collective, we can make a difference. Provocative statement. Sometimes you have to shock them. You have to say, hey, you know what? If I do this, our company revenues will increase by 20%. You're like, what? Really? How didn't we know about that so far? So those kind of provocative statements can shock and surprise people as well. So all these things are given not in the book but in this particular article. That is how you can create interesting hooks for your audience. Okay, so hooking your audience is very, very important, and they are all explained in this particular article. And in fact, I have copy pasted them as such in this. Oh no, not this one, not this one, not that one. Oops, I am unable to get that. Okay, here is our Word document. So here you can see the same thing, and I encourage you to watch. In addition to watching, that same article also has links to various videos that you can watch. So here is one video. Let me just tell you how you can tell them a story.
To study the brain because I have a brother who has been diagnosed with a brain disorder, schizophrenia. And as a sister and later as a scientist, I wanted to understand, why is it that I can take my dreams, I can connect them to my reality, and I can make my dreams come true? What is it about my brother's brain and his schizophrenia that he cannot connect his dreams to a common and shared reality, so they instead become delusion?
So there it is. An interesting personal story to get audience's attention. And if you continue watching that particular video clip, she will bring a real brain, okay, a dead person's brain. She will take it out and she will be showing the left side of the brain and the right side of the brain. And there's a lot of philosophical values behind that. In fact, in chapter number 1, I had given you a video link on left versus right brain. So hopefully you watched it. And videos and graphics, you can see those importance there as well. So let me quickly show you this particular provocative statement so that you get an idea of what it can be.
I'm a gamer, so I like to have goals. I like special missions and secret objectives. So here's my special mission for this talk. I'm going to try to increase the lifespan of every single person in this room by 7.5 minutes. Literally, you will live 7.5 minutes longer than you would have otherwise, just because you watch this talk.
Okay, there it is. By showing them something that they have not thought about at all, and by talking about that, it becomes very provocative, and people will be paying close attention to what you have got to say. It may be something regarding exercise. It may be something regarding healthy living. It may be something related to meditation and different kind of things. But that's the point, okay? So you can do quite a few things at the beginning of your presentation so that you can hook your audience, okay? So these are all very important, and I thought this is very relevant even though it is not in our book. And this is very important, especially at the time of making the presentation. In addition, there are a whole bunch of links that I have given here, so I would encourage you to spend some time clicking on these links as well, so that you familiarize yourself with what type of presentation it is in the sales call. Is it a successful presentation or not? What do they tell? Do they tell a story? Do they share a provocative statement? Or do they create some kind of a shock or surprise? Is there some type of humor involved? Is there some type of subject matter expertise involved? Think about all these things, because they can really make a big difference when it comes to making the audience listen to what you have got to tell in your presentation. That is our step number 4, presentation. Next, we are going to talk about objections. Okay? See you soon.